So it's been a while since my last Monkeys Under the Microscope. That's because the original script for this episode was boring. It was boring. It was so boring, I couldn't edit it. It exists, there's like the normal format there, but like, ugh. I even tried editing the next episode with it, but then it just couldn't because brain things. Anyway, Sunriders. So I tend to remember episodes by their characters. This is the Sunriders episode. The last episode was the Scrapperton episode, and the next episode is the Mandarin episode. The Sunriders, you know, introducing characters that the title is named after, it introduced 3 entire characters who are completely different, and I like none of them. The episode starts with the great and powerful Skeleton King once again asking just random people to do his chores for him. If you've seen this episode already, and maybe even if you've just seen the previous episode, you will know who these 3 silhouettes are. They aren't even silhouettes, it's just the Sunriders. 3 retired actors. Anyway, the episode goes right into some of the most adorable footage I've ever seen in my life. Oh my gosh. They're sleeping. They aren't just copy and paste monkeys. They have different sleeping positions that match their personalities. Ah! Anyway, everyone is woken up by Chiro pretending to be beat up by TV heroes. Listen, if my special interest was about as boring as the Sunriders seem, then I'd do this too. After the theme song, we go right into Chiro info dumping about his favorite TV show. Which is honestly why I made Microscope Monkeys, so I could info dump about my favorite TV show. Okay, I'm rewatching this for like the 50th time. Yes, I rewatch the show that often, just for writing this script. And Otto's eating. Why haven't I noticed that before? He's munching and crunching on some cereal. Get those nutrients, little man! Chiro's info dump session is mostly to introduce both the team and us to the Sunriders as characters. But a few other details are introduced as well. The Sunriders was a live-action show. Sparks is attracted to human women. Gibson is either exaggerating greatly or he doesn't know how black holes work yet. The nickname Dr. Brainstrain is introduced. And, a little out of order, Chiro apparently wanted to be a superhero before he met the monkeys. This is never mentioned again, by the way. Tiny, tiny, tiny little tidbits about Chiro's past are all we get, and that is one of them. Chiro wanted to be a superhero. Hang on, is that an alarm? Is that formless time, I hear? Yes, it's time for formless. Monkeys, mobilize! Wait, where's Sparks? Did they forget to change out the first, scene in the animation from last episode? I don't actually care. I'm too distracted by the rest of the monkeys mobilize sequence, which is still one of my favorite in the entire show. So the first episode, the monkeys express, gosh darn it, we don't want to fight these formless hand to hand. We need the robot for that. And it appears this is what they mean and how they usually fight formless. They do it in vehicle mode. Just reference for y'all thick riders. I see you trying to memorize different landmarks of Shugazoom and seeing how the monkeys' schedules go.
I'm getting a visual now.
The formless are in pursuit of someone.
No way.
Oh my gosh, it's the Sunriders. How could have anyone predicted this? It was so out of the blue, completely out of the ordinary. Wow, nothing could have led up to this. Skeleton King was definitely listening to Chiro on his weird little scepter glass ball thing, and the second he was done info dumping, deployed both the Formless and the Sunriders. Yeah, this is a cool fight, so oh my god, that Formless screamed! Wow, they can make noises that aren't just like macaroni and cheese being stirred. The team defeats TV Monster and all that, but now they got the Sunriders in the robot. The Sunriders are in the the villains of the episode are inside of the big weapon. Wonderful. Look at everyone's faces! monkeys territorial! Anyway, look at Chiro have just an amazing... Look, Chiro's stimming! Look at him! He flap his hands! This zoom in on the Sunriders is not only ominous and, like, pounding into the viewer's head that they're the villains, but it's in a completely different art style. Guys, this is a Gibson episode! Okay, I was about to, say a comment hey, someone said that they were surprised that Gibson of all monkeys came to comfort Chiro at the end of this episode, but... So I went and, checked the most obvious place, which is Netbug's series, because I watched that before. And so far, this entire re-recording has been almost point for point her video! And I can't even think of anything different to say because she's right! Anyway, I'm gonna keep recording like I never actually discovered this, because I don't want to try and be original with the Sunriders. It's not worth it. It's worth doing that with Mandarin, but not with the Sunriders. I don't even like the Sunriders! Anyway, Betrayal. Bzzz. This little scene right here is perfect to parody if you have, some OCs that you really like and want to do a crossover with Monkey Team. I'm personally a huge fan of having Antari pull the trigger. Anyway, after a short fight scene in the dark, lots of fight scenes in this episode, the team has to book it. They have a fun OP move.
You're gonna pay for that?
Chiro, we must retreat.
So now the team is out of the robot, leaving the villains to have control of the robot, and are now being chased by the robot. It's not a big deal, though. The super robot is just, the most powerful machine in this entire show. This next scene is Chiro getting his childhood ruined. Even more than it already has. It's not that he didn't know it was a TV show. It's just that said TV show is shown to be real, but also fake, and downright malicious. Imagine you meet the monkeys, but then they pull out their super robot, and it's the cardboard super robot that was used to pitch the show. Otto starts doing what Otto does best, which is wordlessly starting an engineering project. Okay, at this point, it's an arts and crafts project, but the team joins in anyway. Look at Chiro! He's monkey! Okay, I completely forgot to mention this scene, because I really don't know. How did I forget this? Skeleton King's in it. I love that guy. Anyway, in the next episode, I comment on how Mandarin talks back to Skeleton King and doesn't get punished. This is an example of someone talking back to Skeleton King and getting majorly punished. Imagine getting rapidly aged like you're in that one Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared episode. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Anyway, this rapid aging thing is something that also happens in a place that has a name in the series finale. I don't know the name, and I'm not going to check, because I don't touch the series finale unless I have to. But yeah, it's an inherently death and Skeleton King power. Anyway, back on track. Guys, look at Super Quasar and Aurora 6. They are, adult humans, probably average size, maybe tall for their species, and look at them, they're all scrunched up! I bet those seats are adjustable, but not enough for a human that isn't 13 years old. Yeah, this fight scene is really, really cool. It's stacked against the monkey team because, most powerful machine in the universe. But the team is so darn creative that they win anyway. Fun thing to note, the foot cruiser monkeys are still doing the feet things, and the fist rocket monkeys are still doing the flying things. And Antari's there. Also, there's a 100% chance that Chiro is quoting the Sunriders show. Okay, next fight scene. How many different fights is this? This is a lot. Yeah, there's nothing to note except monkeys being monkeys. Oh yeah, Spova. I literally did not notice the Spova, at all, the first few times watching it. I didn't notice it until I rewatched Netbug's review and she started talking about it. That's how gay I am. I noticed Otto and Antari working together, but not Sparks and Nova. Oh yeah, black hole energy is overpowered. But not as overpowered as Gibson said it was! Oh yeah, this is another really good scene to parody if you have OCs based on the Monkey Team. If I may be a nerd, you should put Antari in the place of Johnny if you ever write this. Any ability that causes matter to be able to pass through matter, as in atoms sliding past other atoms without reacting or doing anything with each other, is unstable, unreliable, and very energy-consuming. Anyway, science. Sunriders are blasting off again! Also, they get chewed out by Skeleton King. Whew, that's an angle on Skeleton King. Look, you can see his top surgery scars. I don't actually understand Skeleton King's, optimism here. He's an optimistic guy, but this is completely unfounded. At least, for me. If something made me not like Monkey Team, I'd lose all of my weaknesses ever. Also, it just doesn't even work. Chiro's fine. Not only that, but he has a cool motorcycle now. Look at that. All of the monkeys are in there. They're just chilling. Look at Antari. Anyway, this episode is not as bad as I remember it being, but I'm glad it's over. I'm really glad it's over because next time I get to talk about my favorite monkey. Kind of favorite monkey. I like him, but I'll talk about it then. Peace, y'all.